Yo, what is up, everybody? I am the host of the Geeks podcast, the one, the only, Jesse Goku, also known as King Mexico. That's right. The one that's doing the steroids. Fucking 17.
Allegedly.
Joining me as always is the host of the most, the man that runs the skinny, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Sonic.
Hello.
And also joining us is the man with the plan, the man with the background, the man that looks like the Wish.com version of Chris Sabat, Jace.
We got the hat on today.
Yeah, you got the hat.
Oh my lord.
Looks like a Mexican pastry with that fucking hat on. And joining us always is the one, the only, the infamous, the one that brings you all the eating during the podcast and showing off occasional cleavage. SJ, who has a new hair color.
Hells yeah, she does.
Colors, plural.
I'm the one that's on steroids. She's the one referring to herself in the third person. SJ have new hair color.
It was my birthday. I dodged a bullet getting COVID. I decided to treat myself.
Lucky you.
Treat yourself.
I'm immune because I caught COVID. Anyways.
Well, I'm technically immune because
I
got vaccinated.
Anyway, too.
I did.
That means you are now, you have had 5G installed into your bloodstream. That means you admit Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We need your Wi-Fi password. Anyway, so Sonic, what's on the skinny?
Later.
All right. So people were wondering, I brought this up on Wednesday about the whole Target and Walmart announcing that they will no longer sell Pokemon cards. So I'm going to go into more detail about that. So I think this is pretty much going to be the main focus of this this skinny. So basically today they announced, to ensure the safety of our guests and team members, effective May 14th today, MLB, NFL, NBA, and Pokemon trading cards will no longer be sold in stores until further notice. So you're probably wondering why, right? Well, apparently there's been a lot of issues, people buying them up, scalping and all that stuff. Apparently there was the straw that broke the camel's back, but apparently there was a parking lot fight that resulted in somebody pulling a gun over Pokemon cards.
just like real Pokemon from the manga. Fucking strapped.
Yeah, exactly. So they knew exactly what they were doing. And also, sorry about that. So for people who use Discord, in case you didn't notice, they actually changed their logo, and most people are not really a fan of it. If you notice, the logo looks the same, but the lettering of their Discord name looks very kind of goofy.
They did?
Yeah, it does. They did. It looks kind of goofy.
Because on the app, it's the app icon and the desktop icon are still the same. That's why I didn't notice.
It's bare. It's a small change. It does not look that different unless you are obsessed with the stupid thing.
I mean, I'm looking at the app, and it still looks like Mickey Mouse's pants.
It does. It's still
Yeah.
That didn't change.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the text of it. Yeah, it's pretty odd. It's just out of nowhere.
People bitch about
shit. Yeah.
There you go. Admit the Wi-Fi.
I thought it said Emmett Wi-Fi. Like,
yeah, I thought it was that too. There's not that much changes, with the whole Y's, but it's more like just a logo. That's it. Yeah, so don't worry. And that's pretty much the main. Oh, also, 2 guests were announced after we made jokes about it on Compalooza. Compalooza have announced 2 guests this week. Both of them are from Saved by the Bell. I forgot. I'm sorry. I really don't want to butcher
Mario
his
Lopez.
Name.
One of them is Mario Lopez.
I know, but like the other one, I don't want to butcher his name.
Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan.
I just like that name.
No, it's Mark Paul Gaussier, I think.
Which one is that one?
He's I forgot.
Is he the white one?
Zach from
that doesn't happen.
Zach from Saved by the Bell.
You know what? I'm sorry I asked.
I didn't watch Saved by the Bell.
I was about to just say that. You know what? Now that I think about it, I've never seen Saved by the Bell. So if you give me a name, I'm still not gonna know who it is.
I know Mario Lopez and the guy who played Screech is dead, so I hope they didn't get
Sadly,
him.
yeah.
As a guest.
What? I didn't
Yeah,
know
he passed
that.
away. Yeah, he passed away a few months ago. I would have mentioned the
Last year.
skinny, but you're like, no sad stuff in the skinny.
Hey, we didn't say that.
Yeah, you
We
did.
didn't say that.
We just
Who said
happen to
that?
always have sad stuff in Skitty.
Yeah, so there you go.
We said no sad stuff in that particular episode, Skinny, because it's already a sad episode as it was. Is there any like sad news that you heard about today that you want to share?
Anyway,
Well, for the wrestling fans out there, actually, this broke a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Young, also known as New Jack, passed away at the age of 58.
Of a heart attack.
Yeah.
That man was crazy.
That
Yeah,
man
but
stabs. That man almost killed people.
Yeah, watch the Dark Side of the Ring documentary on him, and yeah, it's pretty evident. Also, yeah, it's really tragic, especially at 58. So may he rest in peace. You know, condolences to him and his family.
And yeah, he's. I mean, I don't know what to say. He just died. It's sad. He was still kind of young, but at the same time, you know, his body was fucked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, Godspeed. Anyways, all right. So today we are talking about many things. One of them being, so this month it is Mental Health Awareness Month. But before we get into that, God damn it, you know what? Before we get into that, I do want to make an announcement. This podcast possibly will be on Spotify today, and unfortunately, I have to do this fucking part. God damn it! I should have had this ready. I should. Yeah, it is an ad read. God, no! I fucked up. Never mind. I'll do it later. You know what? It does it automatically, so I don't have to do it.
we're not on
It already
Spotify
does
anymore.
it.
Got it.
No, it's so like every time somebody join, I don't know, it's something with Anchor. It's like $15 a month. I mean, it's free money.
Hey,
I like money. But hopefully we'll be on Spotify. So this is a really good comment. Saved by the Bell is the thing with that type of con. No, not really.
Compalooza is like, it doesn't cater just comic books, you know, it caters
You
to
did that
movies,
one.
television, TV shows, what else? Gaming.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're talking about mental. I was trying to do the advertisement thing for Anchor because that's who we are platforming with, and they distribute our podcast now for free. They're going to put us on Spotify and all kinds of platforms. Anchors, obviously, I have to talk about Anchor. It's free to download. They help manage your podcast for you. They help distribute it, and you can do that if you're thinking about starting a podcast. You go to Anchor.fm, or you can download the app. I had an entire script that I'm supposed to fucking read, but
when does Goku ever just fucking read?
no, I do. I read the script and I recorded it. The thing is, it's already pre-recorded.
It's just you wanted to insert in the
Right. I wanted to insert it into the podcast, but I forgot that it automatically does it if I pre-recorded it. It'll do it in the beginning. I even did a little nice one. I'm like, hey, this is Jesse Goku. Before we start the podcast, let me tell you about Anchor. You know, it's like how the nerd does his videos.
Politically correct
Ooh.
Goku.
No, I cussed on there.
Politically correct Goku.
No, I cussed.
That's the political.
I literally,
version
if you
of
listen to the advertisement, one of the things I'm like, it's free. And if you're like me, brown and poor, then you need free. Today we're talking about mental health awareness. So this entire month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the reason why that's very important because ever since the pandemic started last year, and this is around the time that we started the podcast again. I think we started in April or the beginning,
probably April, May.
because I think this is around the time you started guesting. So
Guesting?
and it was Sonic started off as a guest.
And then I upgraded.
Yeah.
I got promoted.
He got promoted to
There you
substitute,
Yay.
and then he's the permanent host now.
Damn.
Well, no, because that's what like I asked him, hey, you want to
No,
be a
I know,
sub?
I know.
I'm like, hey, you want to be a sub? And like, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. He's like, I got nothing better to do. So, ever since the pandemic started, a lot of people were forced to stay at home, and that just, yeah, it really did. It's one of those things to where there are a lot of introverts. I don't know. I think I said that wrong. Introverts who like to stay home, but they don't want to be forced to stay home. And I know like divorce. I know that people were talking about suicide rates going up.
Yep.
Divorce rates going up.
Domestic violence.
Domestic abuse.
Domestic abuse. First off, let me just say that's all fucked. Like the domestic shit is completely fucked. There's no reason why you should beat your partner.
Nope.
Unless you're into that, you know.
Again, consent is important.
Yes, consent.
Sonic's debut episode was May 9th.
Hey,
There you
what?
I remember
That
that I
was
wrote this
5
stuff
days
down
ago.
last year.
Yeah, 1 year of me here.
Oh, we should have got him a cupcake or something.
We didn't make fun of him today. There you go.
Yet.
No, we didn't.
Night is young.
Actually, I don't think we ever make fun of Sonic. I think everybody just like even if one of y'all screw up, somehow I get made fun of.
Sonic's too neutral. We can't make fun of him. He's like Poland.
Sonic's late again. You know whose fault this is? It's fucking Goku's.
God damn it, Goku.
The laptop just laughing at you right now.
The laptop. Like you know why SJ's not here today? Because fucking Goku steals from Walmart.
Yeah,
and you know why everybody fucks with me? Because you still has a YouTube channel.
1 year went fast. Gotta go fast. See, Dandelion gets it.
Andy. I love that.
So everybody makes fun
saying
of
that
Goku.
hashtag.
Everybody make fun of Goku. Make fun of the guy that can probably rip your spine out your ass now.
Like Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Actually, that's a reference to Undercover Brother. When the dude kills all the soldiers and Dave Chappelle's like, not bad, Whitey, but if it was me, I'd have ripped the spine out his ass.
The one line I do remember from that movie, he goes, his afro gets cut a bit. He's like, you messing with my afro?
He gets mad.
Yeah.
So actually, we wanted to ask you guys how you guys are doing with your mental health, because I know there's a lot of people that follow the show. They can't always follow the show. You know, that try to watch the show afterwards. Like, how is your mental health? Because I know everybody is stressed out. Like, it doesn't matter like what type of stress and what level of stress. Everyone has some kind of stress in their life, whether it be from work, from friends, from partners, from just, you know, in general, not being able to go and shake some booty at the club. You'd be surprised.
No, yeah.
And it's like none of it's like no one's stress is invalid. Everyone's stress is just as impactful to the individual as everyone else, because just because I'm stressed out about something and I tell you about it and you don't feel like it's a big deal, it might not be a big deal to you, but it might be a big deal to me because our lives aren't the same.
Right.
So everyone's lives are different. Everybody handles, like, everything is based off of perspective. Like, whenever you raise children, you always teach them like good from wrong. Otherwise, if you teach them that wrong is everything, like that's wrong is right, then they're gonna think that that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all based on perspective. So, you know, a lot of people go through different things, and I know some of the people in our comment section are like stressed or going through stuff. And some people are very vocal about it, and I know some people are just keep it up. They don't share it at all. They don't want their private shit getting out there. So it's very important. Like, there's one guy that we know. Some people in the community knew him. We stopped being his friend. We stopped talking to him because he's the fucking racist asshole. But I know he has like a lot of stress. He has a lot of depression, anxiety, because he feels like nobody wants to be his friend anymore. And we tried to be his friend, but it's really hard to be friends with somebody that's a racist asshole. So don't be a racist asshole.
You want friends, don't be racist.
Being extroverted during the pandemic is hard. Yeah, I could go out, but the safety of others is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I was looking at
Same.
my Facebook memories, and I remember sharing a meme, and it says, I don't want to hear anybody talk about how they can spend a week, a month, or a year in a fucking cavern for $1 million when you can't even stay at home for 5 days to protect your grandparents.
Yes. You have to go 3 days without Wi-Fi. You guys know.
Yeah,
dude.
Last fucking 5 minutes.
You guys couldn't do shit. Yes. And especially in fucking Texas, everybody fails every single one of those challenges. You were told to stay home with your Netflix and chill, and you couldn't even fucking do that.
Well, maybe not Netflix and chill, considering the fact that a lot of us are single.
You can chill with yourself.
I don't think that's what that means.
I don't think
It doesn't have to mean that either. It could literally just mean chill. And not everything has to be about sex. Goku, sir.
When the fuck have I ever... That was the first time I have ever talked about sex on this show. And now I'm being
because we brought up the whole Netflix and chill. Chill can just be chill. Yes.
No, I'm just saying
we just want to sit we just want to veg out on the couch, binge watch our movies, and just be done with it, and just be like, holy shit, it went from day to night.
No, I didn't even realize it. I'm just saying that because if somebody listens to the show and they're new, when you say Netflix and chill, that is the automatic response.
That's the lingo.
I understand.
Everyone last year.
I understand. I'm not that old, but but chill can just be chill.
And also, like other streaming services were coming out too, not just Netflix and all that. We had also Disney Plus just came out. That HBO Max was coming out during the pandemic, and what was it? Disney Plus and Thrust.
Yeah, see, go back and watch that podcast and look right at me and look how uncomfortable I am that whole fucking show.
The sex show.
Yeah, we did that.
It was a kink episode.
The one thing I remember is when I did that voice that he was like, "I can't believe you guys made Matsuri cancel like this. Fuck you guys." And like, yeah, that was funny.
Damn.
Classic.
I was really proud.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, calm down, Captain Potassium.
But that was one episode out of a bunch of other things. It's not everything. And Dee, message me if you want access to some streaming services. I can hook you up, girl. Anyway,
it's a fucking swap meet of like, bruh, I will trade you Netflix for Hulu. I will trade you Hulu for Amazon.
Yeah, that one friend has got a full house.
That's what I did. I got access to a friend's Prime account. I got access to a friend's Hulu, and I traded access for my HBO Max for someone else's Netflix. I'm set. Oh, and
guard your secret private information.
I got
swap your accounts.
I got Peacock. You want some of that?
I got Peacock too. Shit, I only got Peacock for WWE, but when it comes to yeah, there's nothing on there that I want to fucking watch. Nothing.
I also got like Tubi and Pluto, and it just sucks.
Yeah, I heard Tubi sucks a lot.
So my dumbass lost the HBO Max information.
Oh.
So I had talked to 17 and I talked to Zarek and I was like, hey man, let's just sign up for HBO Max because I lost fucking Gabby's info.
You could have asked me
instead of asking her again.
Well, instead of asking, no, because I was going to ask her, but 17 Zarek wanted HBO Max as well, and I'm not about to give her account to the rest of the group.
Yeah,
because we're all sharing
right
the same fucking profile, and the last thing I want to go on there is see if somebody's been watching softcore porn.
Dude, what?
I was out of context.
But
no, I'm dead serious. I shared my Amazon with like 6 different people, and somebody had been watching softcore lesbian porn.
Sweet.
That's really fucking weird.
But who? See,
I know.
Like
I know
who.
I'll give it. I'll tell you something. Like I once actually I let someone borrow my Netflix account, and I always get emails like, "Hey, Carlos, we saw you. Hey, Sonic, we saw you. Watch this. We recommend you this movie." And I'm like, "Fuck you! I can't believe you recommended a movie I never even seen." But it's just like he was binge watching The Office before they moved The Office to Peacock.
But like, okay, since we're talking about streaming services, in the comment section, in our host, how well does streaming services actually help with your mental issues? Like if you're having an issue, because you got to remember, people have depression, people have anxiety, people have episodes.
Sometimes they help. There'll be some cases where people like to, to deal with stress. They do like other stuff, like exercise and all that. Sometimes they need like background noises. Sometimes it's like streaming, not just movies and TV shows. Spotify. They use Spotify to like listen to music and like when they need to like clean up. Yeah, podcasts and all that. It also kind of help, like it allows people to not stress out about like catching up with shows, because sometimes those shows that are on streaming services like, hey, you're missing out on this. I'm like, without work and all that, they're like, hey, now I have time to sit through these episodes.
We have some comments on here. These are pretty good.
Jesus.
It helps a lot, especially when I get time to myself to watch something I want to watch. Watch Invincible. If you haven't seen Invincible, you're really missing out. Yeah,
think, Mark. Think.
If you like The Boys, this is a better version of The Boys.
Yeah,
I don't know about all that.
It's The Boys and Invincible. Invincible and The Boys are like are really good. If you have Amazon Prime, those are the two shows you should watch. Invincible.
I'm already seeing kind of a trend with the comments, how like it helps take you out of the moment, but it doesn't really fix anything. And that's like a really good point. Same thing with me. It's kind of just when I just don't want to deal with stuff. It's HBO Max movies all fucking day and all fucking night practically. And yeah, it's good for like some escapism. Like you're just, especially after we're going on a year and a half with this bullshit, and especially after having other things go on before the pandemic, we've had to deal with a lot of like stress and mental health issues, a lot of shit. It got really dark for a while. And it's can't fully tell if it's getting worse. So the streaming services have been helpful in the just taking a lot of people out of the moment. But like a few other people say, you're still not having movie nights with your girls or your guys or whatever.
You just do it on Zoom now.
You can do it on Zoom though.
We tried that.
And it sucked.
It sucked.
I didn't say that it's always going to work, but some people try it, and it's just there's just something about watching some movies for me that it's like it's kind of a love relationship, because I just see everybody living their lives, and I'm like, God damn it, I wish we could go out and do that.
Gosh, God, I wish that was me.
Just a little bit. I know there's no like meteors like crashing down to Earth. There's no giant lizard and monkey fighting over there, but it's like, God damn it, I wish I could just go outside and not worry about fucking shit.
I don't want to talk about that movie. The movie pissed me off. Anyways,
don't go outside.
The other comments.
Monkeys and lizards fighting. Don't go outside. It's not.
I posted a meme where like there was a shadow. The sun was setting, and there was a shadow, and it kind of looks like Godzilla. And the caption says, "Oh great, here comes the last thing oh great, look, Godzilla's coming." Like this, it says it's talking shit about. Oh great, fuck. Now what Godzilla's else? Coming to attack us. What else the fuck do we need? So Gabby says not at all honest. Honestly, the reason I share mine is because I barely use mine, so they're not always helpful. We have another one. Streaming helps me forget that I'm alone, but it doesn't fix my depression. Sure. For me, it just can take my mind off of things, and that seems to be the what we're getting from everybody is that streaming services. I've been binging Chicago PD on Peacock. That's on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock is mostly like NBC shows.
And that's the one with Terry Crews and those guys from Saturday Night Live.
No, that's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I think it's on Peacock as well.
Okay. It would be nice to have someone to watch some shows with.
Yeah.
Paramount
all the
Plus.
girls
That's
together.
another show too.
We're just gonna put a GoPro in like on top of the TV, and we're just gonna have all the girls from Geeks Survivor that watch Geeks Survivor. We're gonna have SJ and all the girls that watch the show just sit down and watch some shitty movie like Titanic, and they can all like gossip about it. I don't know what y'all do.
Why would
I
we
wish
watch
that was-
Titanic?
I wish that
don't
was
know.
me. What, the rose? No, the boat. I want this fucking to end.
Dude, that movie pissed me the fuck off.
We know you hate that
Terrified
movie.
me. That
That
movie terrified
movie
me.
pissed me off, bro. Bruh, this boat, it's 2 hours of it, like, just like.
Yes.
Oh,
But in 10 fucking minutes, it's like fucking Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's like watching a loading bar when you finally get that ram. And then, whoop, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
Fucking speed it up, James Cameron. We gotta go.
I
This
can't
movie's
wait.
long.
I can't wait. No Amazon.
I can't watch
Uh,
it probably.
Can't watch it. Okay. The memes are hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I did a voice dub of it. A cheap plug. It's on my YouTube. If you missed.
I
that
know,
version.
I know, because you had shared that. I've seen the video 5 times because
It's good.
every time you share it, I click on it and watch it again because I'm like, did I dream that I watched this?
Oh yeah, and I posted on TikTok and that shit blew up fast. It's over like 25,000 views. I'm like, Jesus, that's my most viewed. And I was like, note to self: TikTok likes Sonic. Okay.
Gabby's more of a music
All right,
person. with
it
the
is official.
Spotify.
Every single female G5 that pays attention to G5E is not a fan of chick flicks. That's my girls. Knew I loved y'all for a reason.
And what's the fuck? Look, okay. There was an entire. We were gonna do like a reaction video. Like we were gonna have all the guys on G5E do a reaction video, where it was from
2.
BuzzFeed, and the group of feminists are asking all the guys like, okay, why do you hate this? Why do you do this? What's up with this? So one of the questions was, why do you hate rom-coms? I'm like, what the fuck's a rom-com? It's like a
Romantic
fucking
comedies.
walkie-talkie.
It sounds like it.
And they're like, oh, it's a romantic comedy. I'm like, oh, I don't hate romantic comedies.
You sure they
It's
were
just-
feminists and not feminazis?
I want to do a reaction to that
There is
video
a
because
difference.
everyone's doing reactions to that video. But I was like, you
Sure.
know, it's bullshit. Like I don't watch Avengers because it's not realistic. Yeah, and so it's fucking finding parking at a busy restaurant right away.
It's
Hey,
a Christmas
The
miracle,
Notebook isn't-
Coco.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
The Notebook isn't realistic either. What's your fucking point?
No one's standing out in the rain. I don't care how much you love someone.
Yeah, you probably
Nice.
get sick.
Okay, so the guy cheating on the
Okay,
girl,
yeah.
and then the guy cheats on the girl, and she forgives him, and they're supposed to live happily ever after. I'm like, bullshit. If I cheated, you gotta throw my shit outside the apartment.
Truth.
There has been movies where that's happened.
Truth.
It's like a fucking novela. You watch a Mexican novela, it's the same shit.
There's
La
Mexican.
La Rosa de Guadalupe, the most cliche.
Except that- No, but all the novellas where like the poor girl falls in love with rich guy. They have a
Yeah.
lot of issues. There's a lot of obstacles stopping them from getting together. They get together, they break up, and then the final episode is they get married.
Mhm.
So
Every
it's
fucking time.
That is
typical
every single one.
Hallmark Christmas movie then.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
in novellas, they use a lot. They recycle a lot of the same actors and actresses.
So
Yeah.
like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
You get tired of seeing
Yeah.
the same assholes in every show. Doesn't
Hallmark uses like
Disney
15 actors for 30
doesn't
movies.
Disney and Netflix have group watch? I don't know that. I don't
No.
think Netflix does. They're
No.
cracking down on the
Well-
sharing of the.
Well,
Netflix.
Dee says Netflix does. Well, see, that's a dumb idea because especially now with the pandemic, the streaming services should open that up because again, this is a way for people to get together without getting together,
Mhm.
and this will help because we are primates. We are a social people. Even if you're an introvert, we still innately crave some amount of human contact.
Right. So,
Yes.
a prime example of that is if you watch the movie I Am Legend and Robert Neville, if you watch it, he has all these mannequins set up throughout the movie and he gives them backstories and he has legitimate conversations with the
Frank,
mannequins.
are you
And
real,
it's
Frank?
Frank, are you real? Like you better. Which,
Yeah,
by the way, have y'all seen that movie?
Yes.
it's been a
When
while,
he-
but yeah.
When he's driving by when they set the trap for him, Frank, as he drives by and he sees it in the mirror, it almost looks like Frank's head turns.
Like a doll.
And I thought I was the only one seeing that. I thought I was seeing shit. So did the head move? Like, watch it and let me know if the head, if it looks like the mannequin's head moves.
It could also be similar to that effect in paintings where you think the eyes are following you, but it's not.
Because they are.
No. That would make sense, but it looks like the head legitimately turns like.
Well, again, I haven't seen it in a few years, so I can't answer that question.
So
it's just one of the guys at the bottom turning the mannequin to follow the car.
I want to address this question first, but I want to talk about the mannequin thing. Like, SJ's right. As human beings, we do have to socialize because that's a big part of our mental health. We can actually go clinically insane.
Right.
We could lose our shit.
Some people need a hug. Some people just.
That's why that's a common theme in a lot of these like soul survivor type movies. I Am Legend, Castaway. I just watched that recently. The character is always talking to something.
I'm sorry, Wilson.
That's why.
In order
Tom Hanks had a sexual relationship with a volleyball.
Wilson, you know we can't take our relationship to the next level. It's forbidden.
Wait, hold on. Wilson, you know we can't take our relationship to the next level.
I don't know what that was.
I get a few more drinks in me though.
So it's safe to say he played with Wilson's ball.
That was lame. F
in the chat.
F in the chat. But do I think movie theaters will disappear forever? The answer is no.
They'll recover.
No, trust me.
Charge more.
As soon as it's okay to go out, people are just gonna flood the fucking gates.
So I invested $1 in AMC stock.
How's the Dogecoin doing?
Oh my god, it's going back up. God damn it, I'm losing money.
Stonks.
What a surprise.
No, it's with fucking I'm losing money through Bitcoin because it's dropped a shit ton.
It has.
And yeah,
I'm losing 2 whole cents.
You know you're just betting on a promise, right?
Fuck it. As soon as it goes up to a certain price, I'm selling that bitch.
There you go.
So AMC stock is up to $12.80. It was at $13 this morning. Actually, the highest was $14. So it is going up.
Mm-hmm.
So movie theaters are going to recover. You got to remember that once the HBO Max deal ends, once Disney decides to stop being fucking money hogs,
dumb. $30 to watch it on Disney Plus. I'm like, screw that. I went to see Ryan the Last Dragon in theaters.
The fact that some people are actually doing that, though, it's like, bro,
that's just asinine.
Oh, they'll pay. We'll make them pay.
Oof, you weren't kidding. None of the girls in the fucking chat are into chick flicks.
Like, y'all, we're already paying. Why are you making us pay again? And $30. We ain't even getting anything for it.
I know, right? It's already bad enough. I invited a girl that probably doesn't even like me to go see a movie. Spending $50. Bruh, we spent $45 on the 4D tickets. That shit was cool. I probably won't do that again anytime soon, but that shit was cool.
I'm gonna get all the girls from G5E to watch just Alien in the Alien series.
Dallas 5 ever.
I liked it.
You know, dicks. Not dicks. I'm sorry, not dicks. Dorks. Dorks
6 always.
Dicks 6 always. The dork 6 always.
Go to the next one.
They want movie theaters to fail, and they want Disney to keep charging us $30.
Yeah, for movies that probably sucks.
I don't know how I feel about that.
See, that's why HBO Max, at least I like they do that, where it's like, you know, for a whole month you get to watch this as part of your streaming thing, but only for a month. So, you know.
Right. I think we're
except for the Snyder Cut. They kept the Snyder Cut on. It's still there.
That's different than the like Mortal Kombat or Godzilla.
All right. So when it comes to how do you deal with, all right, so in the comment section, like talking to your friends, talking to people, I know everybody knows somebody that's going through mental health issues. Like, what is one way y'all handle it? Because we know how Robert Neville handled some part of not mentally going insane. It's with the mannequins and the dog. So actually, a lot of people have emotional support animals to help them with their, I guess some people call them episodes.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
So like,
I do
what
not
is?
have a dog to do that.
Or you have kids.
You had your kid with you for a while. That's not relieving stress, Goku.
No, actually, I felt a lot better when my kid was here.
We've seen
Kids
your
are
face
kids
on
are
the
like
stream.
pets.
Like,
Kids are like pets. Kids are like pets. You gotta clean up after them, take them for walks, feed them,
you
train
almost
them.
quoted Invincible. Just more like a pet.
That's different.
And then just
I love
Mark
my
punched
kid.
in the face.
What's his face? He's an ass.
Omni Man.
Yeah, I don't want to
Omni-Man,
spoil too much because not everyone has seen the show. But the final episode was almost too much to watch.
Dude, Dad.
Almost. I still watched.
I don't know. I don't think I really helped with any of my stress and how I cope with being not around people.
I think joining.
I just joined a whole bunch more shit and put a lot more on my schedule to just distract me from everything.
I mean, Discord. I have one friend on Discord. Me and her are pretty cool. We talk to each other on Discord, only on Discord. I've been trying to get her to be on the show, which is funny, which is really funny because now, like, whenever guys message girls randomly, it's like, hey, beautiful, hey, good looking, are you single? Can you send me some pictures?
Goku, want to be on my podcast?
Hey, would you like to be a guest on the podcast? Are you sure?
I'd rather get that kind of message than, hey, beautiful, can you give me $100?
Hey, you smash it. What's
Yeah.
going on, man?
I see we're streaming on Twitch again, Goku.
Yeah, I forgot to turn it off. Plus, E Smasher watches it on Twitch.
Yeah, you gotta do it for him.
Yeah,
A lot of people do. A lot of people still do on Twitch.
So it's like, oh, what's that hit on you? Nah, I'm good.
Nah, I just want to guest on my podcast, man.
Like, if you don't want to be on the podcast,
I don't care. Bring him on the podcast.
Bring him. Bring him on the podcast. Fuck it. I mean, like, I have friends that are girls. They're like, and I invite them to hang out. Oh, can my boyfriend come? Yeah, sure. Bring him.
Yeah, sure.
And then I end up becoming better friends with the boyfriend. Like, oh yeah, me and your boyfriend are hanging out. We're gonna go to the arcade and we're gonna go see a movie together.
Why can't I go? Oh, you want to go?
No.
Right.
Like, oh, you wanted to go? I only bought 2 tickets. And then the boyfriend's like, yeah, sorry, babe.
It was so cool. We went on the Ferris wheel. We got cotton candy.
We
we didn't go on a date.
Dating my boyfriends.
We didn't go on a date. I mean, and you know what? That's the crazy. It's so crazy how we take the little things for granted, like being able to go out on dates, being able to go out with friends, just being able to go out in general. Like people legitimately, and this is why I really don't like the anime otaku taco community, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Here it goes.
The anime taco community.
Because we talk about our mental issues. We talk about our mental health. We talk about our disabilities. And yet we are so fucking toxic to each other.
Yeah.
We are so toxic to everybody.
It's just like that. It's like that thing where it's like, oh, you know, cosplays for everyone. It's like, well, while you're at it, can you not be Sailor Venus this day? Only I get to be Sailor Venus on Friday. Nobody else can.
Yeah,
Can't
a
believe
lot
you
of
took
people
my
are like
look.
that.
you better not talk
Hinata
about
isn't
Sonic.
Hinata isn't black. She's gonna be
She's
black today.
Like, don't talk about Sonic. His chili dogs belong to me.
Sonic, only I can be called Sonic. You can't be called Sonic.
Sonic knows who I'm talking about.
Hence the Keyblade Sonic name.
Well, we're not talking about him. We're talking about something that actually happened. Like, if you cosplayed Sonic and this person saw it and they didn't like it, they would get fucking mad.
I was like, what are you, the cosplay police or something?
She gonna be black today.
Black today.
Hell yeah.
I want her on the show so bad. She is hilarious.
He says that it's faster on Twitch than it is on Facebook.
Yeah. For some reason, the nerd community altogether has the perception of being inclusive and allowing people to come in, and is so toxic below the surface level. Because even in, I would like to bring D&D examples. Someone made a wheelchair character. They had mechanics for a mechanical wheelchair that could like fire darts and shit. So a paralyzed person who in real life wanted to have representation in the game has a way of doing that. And there was so much hate because like, that's stupid, wheelchairs. How are you going to get in a dungeon? It's like, bitch, it can float. Fucking magic.
Hold on,
You're
before
so
you continue, Gabby, you can have the nickname Panda. We just have to add something to it. Because there are already 3 other pandas, and one of them I've already expressed, like I already shared the story with you. So, you know, I know you understand and you get it. It's like the nickname Fox. We don't allow anybody to have the nickname Fox anymore. Because for those of you that are new to the channel or haven't been watching since the first episode, one of the reasons why the podcast got delayed. So the podcast got delayed for a year because I was going to be a parent. So once we figured everything out, once we got everything together, you know, once Zelda was okay, because Zelda had a lot of complications when she was born, and she has some still. She still has some issues. We were getting ready to start the podcast. Unfortunately, the original co-host of Geeks Forever, he died. He died in a car accident because he got drunk and he flipped his car over. So yeah, that's why I tell people don't drink and drive. But his nickname was Fox. So because he was the person that was really kind of pushing me to restart the podcast, in his memory, we just don't allow anybody to call themselves Fox. And that story ties in with our friend Panda. That is why we are very protective of those 2 nicknames. That is the story behind it. So, I mean, we can call you Panda. I'd rather call you G Panda or Panda G.
I like that, Panda G.
Panda G. Panda Express.
Panda
5G Panda.
5G.
5G Panda. So, I mean, if you don't like those,
How do you like
fine.
that?
G5 Panda.
Let us know how you feel about those. But yeah, you know, and it's tough, you know, because like Fox had a lot. Fox had a lot of mental issues, and that's the reason why That's the reason why I think mental health is very important. To talk to people, to talk to them, because Fox, he went through a lot mentally. He was having so many emotional episodes, and he really loved this one individual, and they just weren't ready for a committed relationship, and he took it so hard, and he would get upset because he would get jealous that he made one fucking mistake. And I kind of hold, like, I know everyone tells me it's not my fault and I'm not responsible, but I was supposed to be there that night. He decided to drive, but by the time I got off work, I was so exhausted, and I said, fuck it. I just went home and went straight to bed because I was working 2 jobs at the time, and I did not want to drive Uber that night. I was like, no, I don't feel like doing shit, and I just want to go home, because the next night I was going to drive for Uber, and I usually drive for Uber from 1 in the morning until 6 in the morning. So, like, you know, he didn't die right away. He was in a vegetative state, and they just pulled the plug on him on New Year's Day. His nickname is Fox. Fox.
Yeah, Fox as an F.
Yes. Yes. No, don't worry, any smash it. I'm not upset. I'm not trying to correct you. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just letting you know.
And Pachinko, the reason I'm not changing is because you don't have to, just because you have your username or like nickname based on something that you don't talk about often doesn't mean, you know, doesn't matter. I mean,
what about small fries? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But I don't know. Pachinko also it was named after, I don't know. I think we all know why I put Keyblade in the name.
I thought you named Pachinko because he played a lot of Pachinko machines.
No, I didn't even know those were called Pachinko. I was like, oh shit, that's an actual thing. Yeah. Okay.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You smash it. What about small fries? Like a small order of fries? Because Gabby, you're kind of short, so.
There you go. She said that small fries work too.
All right. Done.
Yeah, small fry.
But regarding mental health too, it's like a lot of people And that's the sad part is kind of like pretty common. There's a lot of people who like on the outside they look all happy and stuff, but the inside they just like, I just want to just die. I just want to be in bed all day and not do anything.
No,
And,
you're right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who would often say, oh, you could go talk to a therapist or go talk to something like that, or you could take antidepressants. But for some of those people, they don't want to take because they have like anxiety regarding it. Because there's a lot. For example, a lot of antidepressants. One of the side effects is suicidal thoughts. Another one also. Sorry, and another one too is like there's a lot of other side effects like weight gain because a lot of people will be like, I'll give an example. Another good example is the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. He was like
Gerard Way.
Yeah, Gerard Way. He was like really depressed, and then it wasn't until like when they announced the reunion recently, like he actually looks happier and all that. But people said he noticeably looked bigger. I'm like, yeah, because antidepressant medication does that to you. Wasn't
right,
like
and that's another thing that antidepressants do to you is since a lot of, not everybody, because everyone deals with their depression differently, but a lot of depressed people generally are very lethargic. They don't have a lot of energy. They just feel very apathetic towards everything. They don't want to do anything. So when they take antidepressants, the reason why they say that side effect, suicidal thoughts, is included is because when they're taking their antidepressants, they're actually getting a little bit some energy boost. So they actually feel like doing things now.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're like, if you're on antidepressants, keep it suicidal thoughts, because now you might actually be motivated to do it.
So
but before you were just too tired and didn't want to do anything.
Here's the thing about, because you're talking about it and Dandelion just talked about it. If people talk about how if you're having mental health issues, see a doctor and you should get some kind of form of medication. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that with people of color. Because the way we are raised, the way we are taught, we are just told that we have to fucking get over it.
Yeah, that's the sad part. A lot of people just do say that. They're like, "Oh, you're just depressed. Get over it." It's like this. You wouldn't get it.
Thank you. I am cured.
The world's not so bad. Your life is so lucky. God, my mom says that all the time too. With so many other things, it's like, stop talking about my sadness, your sadness, anybody else's sadness is not a fucking competition. I don't care.
It's a stereotype. The whole medication and depression thing is actually, believe it or not, I don't know if it still is anymore, but it was a big stereotype with a lot of white people.
And what do you mean?
I was watching some movies with Chris Rock in them, and in one of them, The Longest Yard, he talks to Adam Sandler's character. He's like, I can get you weed, I can get you this, I can get you Prozac. I know how you white boys are with that depression shit. You're white. Smile. And that's that's a stereotype that a lot of people of color, like, that is a stereotype about white people that a lot of people of color talk about, like, oh, white people are always fucking suffering from depression.
Right. And another thing, and like Dee Dee says in the comments, some people don't have insurance, or they just can't afford to talk to a psychiatrist or a counselor or a therapist.
Or don't know how to find them. But there are resources, and the problem is, since we don't make mental health a big deal, we can't get the information out to people who actually need them.
Unfortunately, Danilyn, getting over it is all some of us can do.
That's like in some cases, like a last resort in a way, just getting over it.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's how it is sometimes. There's some instances where, what's a good example?
Well, I want to add to your thing. I was looking up suicide rates, and this is probably going to sound racist and very stereotypical, but I was looking at numbers, statistics. I was looking at articles, and it just seems like the suicide rates are higher based on like the country you live in. Like first world countries have much, much higher suicide rates than you would in a third world country. And I think because these people have less medical resources, they have less income, they have less, income, disposable income. I mean,
Right.
they just don't have access to doctors unless it's like a medical emergency, like life or death situation, to where a lot of these people have no choice to get over, because a lot of these people in these third world countries, they have families. Like some of these people, like I've been to small towns and villages in Mexico. There are kids that don't have shoes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They buy the sandals and those are the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's crazy to think that people are saying, you need to get over it. But at the same time, when you grow up as a person of color, especially if your parents are not from this country, they are a product of their environment. That's just how it was in Mexico, or that's how it is in Guatemala, or in Brazil, or Salvador, or any of these other Central American or South American countries, or even any third world country. You just don't have that luxury of getting help, and actually in some cases the medication could make it worse, because it's no guarantee.
Yeah.
Right.
The maybe
Japan's
a reason
suicide rate is number 7 in the world.
Yeah, a lot of issues with Japan. They're like the fact that they so focus on work that you have a lot of older people that wind up killing themselves because of overwork. They stress themselves out. They just put too much taxation on themselves. They can literally die at their desk, not off of suicide, but just based off their body giving up, which is it's a form of a mental health issue, because you don't recognize the issues that you're having, and then it's just too late at that point. And a possibility for the third world countries not having such a high suicide rate is like, one, reporting it might not even be a thing. Also, first world countries, we don't have to worry about where we're getting shoes. We don't have to worry about where our food's going to come. We don't have to go out every morning and literally work for 8 hours just to get through the day and then do regular things. They might have to, so they don't have time to focus on mental health. Fuck, I got no shoes. That's what I'm going to worry about. I'm just going to walk barefoot. Your mental health is going to be, if you're just on how you're raised, it's entirely different. And then the America or Europe or Japan, you worry about different things. You have these things that are automatically in your life that you don't have to stress about. So your mind is free to think about other things rapidly, and your brain's constantly going off through stimulation, and you're just constantly getting bombarded with information. Especially now, the suicide rate's going up. That might be based off of an increase of information influx. You're caffeinating yourself. You're taking in information from the internet, and your mind's just like, fuck, this is just a lot.
And I want to address I don't know if you showed it on the stream or not. I didn't see it earlier. There's a difference between get over it and learn to cope.
That one, yeah.
I didn't see that one. I guess you shared it. I just didn't catch it.
You can go over it, sure.
I don't. It's fine. Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to disagree with you. You are 100% correct. But coming from somebody that spent a lot of time in Mexico, I don't feel like that's the case there. Like, you just, and when I say get over it, I'm not trying to like brush it off or anything. There are people there that have skin cancer, and there's just nothing they can do.
That's where the term is probably the difference here, is where get over it means like, okay, I'm cured. We're coping. If you have an issue that it's never going to be solved because it's just permanent, now you're just gonna have to cope with it and just get on. That's the difference. It's just the wording.
Right. So
that's the case. Yeah.
Here's basically what Daniela was saying. She says the difference between get over it and learning to cope is getting over it means that you struggle isn't important and you're just whining, and learning to cope means you try to cope with the situation you're given. Because a lot of people would just say get over it. Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, when they say get over it, it's like people, it's like a sense they think it's like, oh, you're just bitching and complaining.
Yeah, you're just whining. Stop being a baby. Just stop talking about it. You're bringing me down. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, I'm bringing your mood down. That I'm having
you should drink more water, eat vegetables. It's probably your diet that's causing all of this. Like,
all right,
fuck you.
Yeah, give me vegetable money. Vegetables ain't cheap.
Hold on.
That's a lot of things you hear is that people think like, oh, it's because you're not taking care of your body, so your depression is causing that. It's like, no, okay, Karen, that's not how this
And
fucking
you know what?
works.
You know what else? And I'm sorry, and we're gonna let you talk, SJ. But that's the fucking thing that also pisses me off. Oh, it's the way you eat. Well, I'm sorry. I would eat more organic shit if it didn't cost me the same amount of money to go to college. Like
yeah,
literally.
and there's also I just want to add to that. There's always sometimes those people would be like, "Oh, you should work out a lot. You should exercise and all that." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I could do all that, but yeah, I still feel this way." You know, sometimes it's just mental, like depression and anxiety. You know, it attacks you in different ways. You know,
Right. No, you're right. The problem is that there's a chemical imbalance in our fucking food. There really is. And unfortunately, it's kind of hard to eat healthier and organic when a fucking McDonald's cheeseburger is like $1 and organic strawberries or anything like organic fruit is like $7.
Esther, you had something?
Oh, I got plenty.
And go.
Plenty. All right. Number one, I'm not going to blanket statement that everybody's issue is they don't eat healthy. It is a factor. I'm not going to blanket statement that everyone needs to start working out. That also is a factor because exercise causes endorphins, and endorphins do make you happy. Will it cure your problems? No. That's on you. Also, eating healthy. I know that when I eat junk food, on the one hand, yes, it's a kind of comfort food, but I still feel sick afterwards. When I drink my water properly, and again, this is me, and sometimes, but there is minor correlations, and I'm just going to say minor because I don't have specifics, but there are minor correlations to when you actually eat healthy and when you stay hydrated and you actually get proper amounts of sleep, proper amounts of exercise, you actually go out in the sunlight. Sunlight is another thing. When I was going through my depression with my ex, the first thing everybody said was go fucking outside and take a walk. And I didn't do that. But I felt like in my gut, in my bones, and I said this to my coworkers, to my friends, to my family, anybody who would listen, I feel like I need to be among trees. Nature is a whole nother thing. You don't have to get actual prescription antidepressants or even over-the-counter antidepressants. There's antidepressants outside. You just have to go out and take it. Because this is me being the whole essential oil massage therapist geek here.
Yeah.
So I'm
which is true.
And for me being in the healthcare, there are inexpensive resources to I don't know all of them at the moment, so I can't help with that. But Google like cheap or free combine stuff like that.
What was it? What was that? What did you say? Cheap or free?
There are free versions,
and there
are inexpensive. There are ways of getting. It's just hard to find them because resources aren't necessarily available.
Well, I'm asking because you kind of said that fast.
Free cheap.
Yes, like
cheap free.
There is cheap and there is free.
But there's also the expensive. The expensive ones are the ones that are very dominant. That the ones that you see are the expensive ones.
It's like ones you it's like find. A tool. It's like when you buy tools. There's the more expensive tools, and there's the cheap tools. The cheap tools are more than likely to break.
You got to filter
5
that
times
shit.
as fast.
Lowest and highest, man.
Right.
I agree. I agree, SJ, about the diet. Diet does play a part, but there's a point if those don't work, not trying them, and they don't work, then there's definitely a change that needs to happen.
I mean,
absolutely. I'm not saying that you're automatic. I'm not saying that all your problems will be solved with eating right, exercising, and going outside. No, sometimes it's because you have a toxic family member. It's because you're in a negative work environment, because you're just struggling with your school. Yeah. You can't like split the hair with every single person. Like we've said a million times, nobody's life is the same. So unless we knew specifically what everyone's life was, until you find out what activity, the stuff that's causing the negative stress, and sometimes it's positive stress that still affects people this way. You can be told like, oh, you're expecting a baby, you got a job promotion, you're moving to a new place. Even positive stress can still cause depression and anxiety, all that stuff. And most of it, yes, is a chemical imbalance. Some part is it's actually like the brain or the hormonal glands actually misfiring or overproducing. And sometimes it's not all in your head, but sometimes it is just taking a moment and somehow finding something to help get you back into perspective to see you
Well, you hit
some
on it
mountains really
briefly
are
just then,
molehills.
is that it is a chemical imbalance. That's what causes your depression, is how your brain receives chemicals. The problem is that exercise, eating right, sunlight can have your body can have a reaction where it releases the proper chemicals gets balanced.
Correct.
A lot of people's minds don't react to that. They have to
Correct.
have
I
an
follow-
actual medication put into their system to fix that issue. So,
Yes.
and then there's the issue, like, you don't have access to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist will tell you, like, have you tried this, this, and this? Yes.
Mhm.
Didn't work. Okay, well, now we're going to go into something else. And then when you go on
Correct.
Facebook and someone says, you should just eat better or you should exercise, like, bitch, I've been dealing with this for 10 years. Do you think I
Right.
fucking
Don't tell me
tried?
how to live my
It's
life.
kind of
Absolutely.
the exercise thing is kind of like the people who will exercise for so much and so long and they don't lose any weight because
I didn't lose 30 pounds in 30 days. This is
Right.
bullshit.
like because some people won't lose any weight because they could have like a thyroid problem.
Yeah.
There could be something wrong with them that's actually causing some of these things to work. And the whole, it's just sometimes people don't have access to this stuff.
The
You gotta-
resources and all that.
Right.
You got people that can't eat healthy because they have Section 8 living. You got to remember that we live in a fucking country where we put profit above human lives.
Yes.
This country, they will literally leave you to die in the streets.
It's like that
if you don't
SpongeBob
have
episode.
insurance. Yeah, exactly. No, for real. That SpongeBob summed it up really great. And
That
it's so
was,
scary.
So the context is an episode where Mr. Krabs is in a coma, and the doctor's like, "You notice your patient, Mr. Krabs, does not have any insurance." Oh, that's right, nurse. And he pushes him out in the hallway, and then the head of the director of the hospital goes, "Are you aware that your patient?" It's like, "Why would you do that?" It's like, "Are you mad? It could hurt. It could damage us." I'm like, "Yes, sir, nurse." And he pushes him outside of the hospital.
Oh, yeah, I remember that episode. Actually,
That's
with
the one.
the vending machine, he's like, "Doctor, yes, doctor. I am trying to get a nutty buddy bar, but there seems to be a patient in front of the vending machine. I can see how that could be an
We have to
issue.
extract them.
We have to extract him ASAP. Nurse on it." And then she throws him outside she pushes him to the parking lot of the hospital. And then they kind of like get rid of him because he doesn't have insurance because he's cheap as fuck.
Jim
I
Carrey
just-
did an interview recently because he talked about growing up in Canada because he's Canadian, and how the myth of the medical profession in Canada being long waits and all this shit is just a lie that the American Health Association has put forward, where Jim Carrey notably went away from Hollywood because he had severe depression and he needed time away, severe mental health issues, and decided, I'm going to paint. And he coped. He did what he needed to do, get his mind right. And he did not use the American Health Network. He went to Canada for that because even being rich and in Hollywood, like, either they're going to give you a bunch of drugs or
The
they're not going to do
American
anything.
the American health system is broken, period.
So he went to Canada and got his
This
help there.
fucking governing system as a whole is broken.
That's why we have an opioid epidemic. You have an issue? Take this. You'll feel
We
numb.
literally
Now you feel
had,
nothing.
we had, it's over, a gas crisis because somebody hacked the
10
pipeline
days.
and everyone freaked the fuck out. By the way, that question is for you, SJ, the one that's up. We literally
I
had a
understand.
gas
I've been looking
crisis.
at it for a while, but everyone's talking, so I can't.
Right. Well, no,
can't talk.
we're just trying to address like,
Okay.
what the fuck, because we were talking about the American health system, but
Yeah.
that leads into what's wrong with America as a whole.
America.
We are so full of shit. Like, seriously, so many fucking, there are 11 states that are getting
Hold on
out.
a sec. Go while you're ranting. Dandy, can you elaborate on your question? Please and thank you. Continue.
I don't know if anybody knows this. I don't know if everybody knows this. But there are 11 states as of today that are getting out of the unemployment boost program.
What?
They are canceling the unemployment boost program in their states. 11 states. I think it was 11 or 16. I'm not sure. And Texas is, and there's a group of business owners that are urging Governor cruising for a bruising over there.
Senator, because Governor's Greg
Yeah.
Abbott.
Both.
Oh, Greg, oh, my bad. They're urging. No, actually, I mixed. No, I read Governor, but it didn't say the name, so I assumed it was Cruz. But it did say Governor. They just didn't say his name.
Governor Greg
Texas,
Abbott.
Texas, and bad news.
They're,
It's either Cruz or
it
Abbott.
said Texas Governor. They're urging the Texas Governor to get out of the program as well. So what that means is they want people to stop collecting unemployment and go back out into the workforce and get a job because they are short-staffed and undermanned.
If they could get the damn job, they wouldn't be asking for the unemployment.
They can
No,
get the job.
They don't want to pay. They don't want to be homeless and working a shit job because the job doesn't pay enough.
These companies want to continue to pay minimum wage, and nobody wants to work for minimum wage anymore.
Yeah, it's like for me, like I always, it's like a sense of like this pandemic kind of opened people's eyes to know how much they're worth. And it's like, hey, my life is not worth $9 an hour, and dealing with shitty service and all that stuff. You got to deal with the customer's always right, and then you got to deal with overtime, and then you got to deal with, bosses who are always so greedy and all that stuff. And
Absolutely,
and it opened people's eyes and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to go back to that. This pandemic taught me a lot. I have to most people actually flat out said, there is no guarantee for tomorrow. I'm not going to waste my time working at $9 an hour and dealing with customers who think they're that are so entitled. It kind of exposed how they are during this whole pandemic.
Exactly.
I can't do customer service again. I would, especially now.
Yeah, dude. I would not. Especially
now that I have been spoiled. Like my testosterone levels are much higher now.
Goku smash.
So, okay. So let me go ahead and say this once again for everyone in the back. I am not a doctor. I just work in the healthcare industry. I can't specifically say why, but it sounds like your friend might be one of the people that are just got some.
Well, maybe I can help a little. I would need more information about your friend, because I talk to people about that all the time. That's not always the case. It's like it's like low testosterone. Not everyone. Chemical reactions in your body aren't going to be the same for everybody. But it also, you got to remember that working out your actual your mentality going into the workout session could actually affect your body.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like motivation and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's why whenever you go to the gym, as annoying as it may seem, whenever you see guys or girls literally pumping or hyping each other up, because it gives you that boost,
adrenaline and all that stuff too.
Right.
It gives you a
There
boost.
have been plenty of studies that show that a person can lift more weight with a crowd than they can solo by themselves, because of how it forces the body to release endorphins in just that way.
Exactly. No, you're right. Prime example is well, hold on real quick. Prime example is when I went to the gym with Asian Alex, and I was doing the bench, and I told him, hey, you need to spot me, because anything above 200 pounds, I need a spot, because if I slip or my hand snaps, anything above 200 pounds will kill me. So you have to be careful. And I think this is when I was still benching 255 pounds. I was able to I did it. So normally I can do like 3 reps. I could only do 1 or 2, because I looked over at him and he was like this on his phone. Not even a fucking phone. It was an iPod Touch.
Dating yourself.
And I lost all my confidence. I couldn't do it. And I had already maxed myself out, so I wore myself out. I was done with that for the day. And I was so pissed off at him for it. I come back a week later, not even a week later, maybe like the Monday afterwards. And I literally got a guy that knew what he was doing. He paid attention, and he did a great job in spotting me. My confidence was so high that I broke my limit, and now I am much step closer to my goal of being able to lift 350 pounds.
Okay.
That will actually affect you in a physical and mental way. Your mental well-being will actually affect you physically in the gym. It's just, it has a lot to do with the individual, with their chemical balance. Like, you have to have a balance. That's why you have to take certain vitamins. That's why people take protein. That's why people do take certain supplements to help with that. And so it just depends on the individual. It depends on their mindset, because if you go in there with the mindset saying, why am I even here? I'm not going to accomplish anything. You really won't accomplish anything. Mm-hmm. I literally yelled at Asian Alex because he goes in there with that fucking mindset. I told him, hey, dude, I broke my limits. And he looked at me like, why did you do that?
Instead of saying, wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, like, why did you do that? And then he starts flexing in front of the mirror. And I got mad.
I punched him.
I almost punched him.
SJ, rebuttal.
Well, no, absolutely. There's been studies that shows there have been studies that they've actually they played like different speakers over water of saying like positive statements like, you're amazing, you're beautiful, I love you, you can do anything, stuff like that. And they've done the same thing with some other like petri dishes of water saying negative things like, you're a failure, you're worthless, you don't mean anything, I hate you, I'm going to kill you, all that kind of stuff. And when they froze the water, the crystals were different.
So it's like
the ice crystals
and all that.
Yeah, the ice that was formed, the ice crystals that were formed with the positive speaking water or the positive listening water was like really clean cut, geometric, just gorgeous symmetry, really beautiful, like snowflakey type stuff. The negative ones, it was all jagged and all over the place. Like, shit, you can feel the barbs. Like, you can actually physically see the. So, same thing with they did it with plants too. They put. Are you dying, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing.
He's reading something. Yeah, must have read something.
It's somebody. I'll just finish. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
It actually has something to do with what you said.
Okay, and then the same thing they've done it with plants too. Some people, let their plants listen to music. It helps them grow better. Another study did, one plant was listening to compliments and positive reinforcements. Same thing. Another plant was listening to the negative. The plant with the negative comments was wilting, like literally before everyone's eyes. And the positive one was just flourishing and blooming beautifully. So words do mean something. Every time anyone says sticks and stones may break no bones, or may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Full of shit. You're full of fucking shit.
That's how you beat the Juggernaut. He tells you in the very beginning, sticks and stones will break his bones.
Hey, you can't stop him.
Because he said it in the show.
Juggernaut, bitch.
He said it in the show, sticks and stones will break my bones.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on. Dandy, was your question even answered? I'm sorry.
It was about the working out thing.
Some people could have an issue with releasing endorphins and the mentality going into a workout. If you are not there mentally focused, like I've had bad days. I go like, I don't want to fucking be here. I did it for like 45 minutes, did shit, and I just felt bad leaving. Mm-hmm. So I had no endorphin release, and I just didn't do shit. But that was because of my mentality going in, and it's a mental issue going in. Right. And you might actually have a issue with your body releasing endorphins. Mm-hmm. If you don't constantly exercise, you might not pick this up. But if you work out constantly and it never happens, then you might want to get it checked out.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. But
I also know there's a thing like sometimes some people think exercising is just the lifting weights and stuff. No, if you're
walking in general.
Ring fit.
Just walking in general. If you like to dance, then dance. It doesn't matter if you're a good or bad dancer. Just do it. Whatever you enjoy doing, just get that heart rate up, and there's that. So exercise doesn't look the same to everybody. There's this other TikToker I follow, and hold on. What are you doing?
You said dancing.
It makes us feel better.
Just
All right, fine,
dance.
dance.
Gonna be okay.
Yeah. And she talks about her mental health issues. She actually has she doesn't make enough serotonin and stuff. So for her to make serotonin, she has like medication and stuff, but her other thing is she wants to exercise, and she does pole fitness. She's like, that makes me the happiest. So sometimes it's just finding, I don't know if maybe your friend's doing the wrong type of exercise and they're just kind of like struggling to do the thing. I've gone through a couple of different trainers. One of my trainers noticed that I did really good like kickboxing and stuff, because I've always been a martial arts fan, and especially since, was that before or after I was with JDF? I think it was before. I've just always been a fan of martial arts. So when we started throwing in some kickboxing and stuff, he just saw that I was just like letting it go, and I did better with the kickboxing stuff than I did with some of the other like weights and the other drills. So that's me personally.
That's the reason why I was saying like it's not going to be the same for everybody.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you know, because I do it every fucking day. Honestly, it is.
Imagine there's different doses of medication and different medication you can take. There's the same thing with exercising. There are so many different ways of getting your body moving that might trigger yourself mentally. It's like, this is fun. Let's give this body some serotonin. Like, we're enjoying this. Let's go.
The best way to compare it is that are like my, you know, people like me that have low testosterone.
Yeah.
You know, it's just everybody just needs like a boost. Honestly, fortunately for me, I am doing a lot better because I'm taking a booster. I'm not doing the fucking shot because I refuse to do that.
All right.
You're not on the cream.
No. There's a if you have a low count of testosterone, they give you a shot.
Oh, low T.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my brother and me have almost the same amount of testosterone, and he fucking gets it. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I think I can you know, work with my body to the point where I can start producing it on my own, and I've been doing a lot better. The reason why I was laughing, because when you brought up the crystals thing, the essential oils and crystals thing, I was laughing because somebody just sent me a Steve Trevino video. I was watching him earlier, and he talked about how his wife got into essential oils and the crystals, and he's like, and he got sick one day. He's like, oh, his wife's like, oh, what do you have? What do you have? Tell me what you have. I'll help fix you. I got all these essential oils. He's like, oh, so like, listen, oh, so you're a witch now, huh? So why don't you get on your broom and go to the CVS and buy me some fucking cold medicine? So I was just laughing at that. Like, there's a whole story to it, but it was fucking hilarious. I wasn't laughing about the essential oils because I really don't know anything about essential oils.
No, you don't. And I could school you, but that's a whole nother podcast right then and there.
I'm not.
Essential oil episode.
If I die, I die. Essential. The only oil I need to know about is the one I used to cook with.
Olive oil.
And then after I'm done using it to cook with, get it and put it in my hair.
Which essential oil is this? It's olive. We're making taquitos.
That's not an essential oil.
So it just.
But there are hold up. But there are more and more studies. If you go through the scientific magazines, that essential oils are useful in helping not just with like mental and emotional issues, but certain physical issues. I am not legally allowed to say like what kind of specific like illnesses. The only thing I'm allowed to say is that it helps support different systems, but there are studies that show that essential oils can help with different things. I know that sounds like a bunch of hoodoo, but hear me out. Here's what I do. When I first got sick, because y'all know I was sick for a while, I actually missed 4 days of work. I don't miss 4 days of work. I missed maybe 2, and I actually spiked a fever again, and I've only gotten a fever 3 times in my life, counting this last one. So it takes a lot to get me sick. And when I go to the doctors, I always say I try to lean more towards the natural remedies because, I don't want to be stuck on a whole bunch of pills, and I don't want all this stuff. But I still go to a doctor. I still get vaccinated. I'm not one of those anti-vaxxers. And I just say, like, I'm trying to do both. I'm a believer in both. And if you could go to like, and somebody said another thing, like you're a chiropractor, acupuncturist, naturopathic doctor, and blah, 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 blah. And you still say get like shots and stuff. You're bad. You don't actually believe in that stuff. And I was like, no, sorry, getting off track. Fuck, what was the track?
You were talking about essential oils.
I'm not going to get into essential oils and saying.
Let me do a super. Okay, so all right, so super quick. We've only had like Tylenol for like the last like 100 years or so, basically.
Working good.
It's been okay. I'm just saying. But for thousands of years, there was essential oils. There's nothing wrong with them. We just act like, well, because we have like Tylenol and all this modern medicine, which is good, we just don't think we can use the other stuff. But there are some people, but again, I was on antidepressants when I was in middle school, and it didn't work for me. I was still having, my suicidal thoughts. I was still not focusing a lot. And if anything, it just made me hyperactive, and I broke a bathroom door. And so I almost got into trouble for that. So that was when I made my own little like teenage decision. Like, I just don't want to be on antidepressants anymore because they don't work for me. If it works for you, then great. I'm not going to argue with you. But I've paid attention to all these pill commercials and stuff. Everything has a side effect that to me sounds so much worse than what you actually have.
Anal leakage, oily stool, suicidal thoughts, hives, potential risk of death.
Yeah, you forgot to dance while saying all that.
I'm the white person in the commercial. We're happy.
They're like dancing and shit. May cause death. May cause
Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's really scary about those commercials sometimes.
We're gonna go back to mental health, but the reason why, so I watched Dr. Mike on YouTube, and he's talked about essential oils and all that stuff, and he like says a lot of it is just like
It's duty.
Well, the extent of what essential oils can do, you have to understand that medication is just a concentrated version of a natural occurring thing, and essential oils and other herbs are just naturally occurring.
Right. Well,
so there's a sense of what they could do. People do exaggerate the fuck out of some things. Like, these will cure your cancer. Don't trust that, because
no, the FDA has not proven that.
Like, FDA would say, like, yeah, they're good. They just.
I'll be right back.
We have concentrated versions of medication.
That's what
the stupid thing. He had a message, but like essential oils, in a sense, it's used for relaxation. It helps your body enact certain parts of themselves too, because your body has an immune system. Sometimes it needs a kick in the fucking pants, and that's what natural remedies kind of do. They introduce a little bit to give your body a kickstart to actually fight against certain things. I don't get sick like at all, ever.
Right.
I got both the COVID shots. No reaction.
Well, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back because we've been talking about essential oils and medicine and cancer,
mental health
for 2 minutes.
No, actually, it's been a lot longer.
Well, the essential oils went into that and they expanded upon, which is what tangents do. But for mental health in general, I would like to think that everyone in a geek community kind of either knows somebody or is somebody who has a mental issue, like their depression, anxiety, stress, other mental problems that they don't like to talk about, that they always keep inside. Everyone around you has that.
Yeah,
we've talked about mental health issues, especially in the anime community, because we mentioned how toxic the community can be, and which is, I know we've talked about it before, but I feel like we need to talk about it some more, especially with all the fucking fighting starting again.
Con season's coming back. You gotta fight some more.
That's how you know cons are coming back. People are fighting again.
You're prepping for it like a pay-per-view, Goku.
Jesus Christ,
they're building up to a pay-per-view.
See you at Comic Palooza 2021.
Let the Elsa tell you why you're a jabroni, and I'm gonna check you into the SmackDown hotel. Like,
Senor Elsa, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Delta H-Con. Disaster for you.
Live at Delta H-Con for the Weeaboo Championship.
That was
The
weird.
Weeaboo Wrestling Federation.
Miyazaki X Chronicle XXDX versus
That's right.
Linda
Captain
Beige.
Potassium versus the Cuck.
Anyway,
No, but we
For
were
a
talking about
battle for
toxic.
mental supremacy.
And like, you know, it's crazy how toxic we can be towards each other, because we're toxic towards each other as well. It's such bullshit. Like, there are legitimately people in this community like, well, I hope that person fucking dies. Dude, they're like depressed and suicidal. They lost everyone. Fuck them. Jesus.
Yeah, some of them do.
the
be
negativity
like that.
is unnecessary.
Imagine the negativity, because Goku's brought this up dozens, hundreds of times, that the issue of the Matsuri Day, the incident, he was going through a lot of shit that day, and to have all that stuff happen, to pile up on top of it, and no one seemed to give a shit.
A lot,
Like,
Didi.
that's a lot for one person to handle on one specific day when you're already in a bad state.
I didn't want to talk about that, but yeah. So for those of you that don't know,
You can put the comment away now.
Jace.
I'm working. Keep talking.
So I don't know. This isn't really easy to talk. I didn't want to talk about this today.
Well, I was just bringing it up as an example because everyone has the dark days.
Not that. It's just in general.
Then don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. We don't need to
change
know.
subject.
I'm already
subject,
here.
different
I'm already
person.
here. I'm already
You're always
upset.
fucking here.
I'm already pissed. I'm gonna go through with it. So for people that have been down the road to possibly committing suicide, for those of you that have there's a lot of people that do have suicidal thoughts, and you know, I feel you, and you have my support, you have my sympathy, but I've been there. I've been down that dark road. I was there at the end of the line. And when you're there, for those of you that have had these thoughts that haven't been there yet, the things that people tell you to think about, you do think about it. You do think about what would happen if you did it. How would your family react?
It's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, like that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't seen the movie, but I can imagine that that's exactly what it is. You do think about those things. You do think about how your family would react. You do think about, yeah, they would be sad, but that same process is like, yeah, they would be sad, but they would be sad for 2 weeks before they moved on with their lives. And as you know, these things do run through your head, then it's kind of hard to like describe it. There is no way to describe it. You know, it's hard, and sometimes you almost go through with it, and it's just like you hear sometimes you can hear two voices. Like you hear one telling you not to do it, and then you hear the other one that's like, fuck it, do it. Like, what the fuck? You're nobody. You have no, like, your family hates you, you have shitty credit.
Yep.
You know, you're a bad parent. You know, you're a terrible human being. You know, nobody cares. Like, nobody gives a fuck. You know, you're gonna hear all that shit, and it's like, and unfortunately, yeah. And when you talk to someone like me, you don't think that would be the case. Like, you do not. Like, everybody, like, because I like to keep a lot of my life private. Like, a lot of people didn't even know I was religious for the longest. They're like, oh, we just assumed that you weren't like, you were atheist. No, I'm not atheist. I'm Christian, but I don't give a fuck either.
Yeah, that's usually like a stereotype. Like, oh, if you don't care about religion, you would think.
Like,
Yeah.
it's there, but I'm not
Right?
gonna
No,
put it
right. Like somebody came up to me. They're like, "Oh, I'm gay." I'm like, "And?"
Yeah, same.
as a sticker.
Hi, I'm Mexican.
Jewish.
Jeez,
Mexican.
Goku, you're so. I'm white.
And you got to understand that, yes, family can be toxic,
Absolutely.
but that goes back to the product. Like, especially for people of color, you got to understand that a lot of our parents growing up, like, my dad came to this country when he was 18. He couldn't speak English. Like, he's one of 11 children, and they didn't have their first TV until he went back after I was born, and he took a TV to them. That's when they got their first TV. My grandfather worked a full-time fucking job until he was 80. You got to understand that that's just how it is there. And it's not their fault, and you shouldn't hold it against family members just because they are a product of an environment that tried to hold them down. You got to remember that this country, even the Irish, when they came here, they thought that when the Irish came here, they were going to destroy the country. And, Black people were treated as property. We even fought a war because of that. Oh, the Civil War was for our rights. Yeah, your right to own an individual. You got to understand that, like, it's a little harder for people of color. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to white people, but a lot of people of colors, like our folks, that's how it is, man. They got to keep working, and they will work until they cannot physically do it or until they die. And there is nothing any of us can do to stop them. Like, it was rough, especially with the whole Matsuri thing, man. That thing, it broke me. It really did. I will never forgive Anime Matsuri. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if the only way I would ever go back to Anime Matsuri is if John and Denise sell the convention, and after they sell it, they have nothing to do with it. They need to have nothing to do with that con. For me to forgive.
One of the reasons I kind of brought it up is that because you went through a very dark time, and you've been through dark times before, and you're still here. Right? You're still putting your best foot forward the best you can, because it's not perfect. Fuck, sometimes it seems it gets worse. But a way of coping is finding a way to go to that next day, and sometimes you have dark days again. Sometimes you have good days.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about it because I don't want to compare myself to others, and I don't want people to look at me as, because people are like, oh my God, you're such an inspiration. I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't like that, because people don't know that the first day that I went to the gym, I literally limped out of the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. That's progress.
They don't see the struggle. That's fine.
Progress.
It's progress, but
they see whatever result you're at now. They didn't see you at the beginning, but that's fine. Everybody's journey is going to be different. Mine was the same way. For 8 fucking months, all I did was just cry and just wish I didn't wake up in the morning and want to go back to my ex. And some days it was just hanging out at my ex's friends just to see him. And all he would do was just give me the stink eye or just completely ignore me. And the same thing, I told his friends, like, just want to, like...
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I don't mean to make a joke of the situation.
Do it.
But your ex is the tall white dude, right?
Hey.
Bruh.
When did y'all meet? Or are you just saying in general?
No,
we
talked about it once.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We came over and you were a big pal.
Yeah, you come over, I need to talk. I was like, okay. I didn't even fight you. I was like, all right, I'll be there. I'm like, okay, just send me an address and I'll be there in 30 minutes.
You were a big help.
Or the pizza's free.
She talked about like a lot, and then she was like showing me pictures. And I remember my reaction when I saw it, I was like, oof. I mean, hey. I made a face.
You're sad about this? Why?
I was like,
I got small pee-pee energy.
I'm like, no, for real, bro. It's like,
y'all have to like look it up and share the pictures. He blocked me. I can't look him up at all.
I'm not looking his ugly ass up.
I'm just saying.
Why would you put that on your search history? Jeez. But
bro,
like Goku was there helping you. He helped in that situation.
I showed
people probably have been there to help with Goku. Having a support system around you is important. Like one of the friends of our show who watches, I'm not gonna say his name because I'm putting their shit out there. He made a post like 2 years ago, 2020. He turned 30, and he made a long post. He tagged a bunch of people, and like he didn't expect to make it to 30, and so he had no plans past 30. He was like, I'll figure out 30, I'd be done, I'd be gone. And it's a huge emotional post. It's like, I've known this guy for years, decades. Yeah. I didn't know this was an issue. I've been through shit, and I didn't have a clue about him. He's one of the happiest people I've been around. And now it's like, it's great to be around. Talk to him, full of excitement. He's got the love of, he's married to the love of his life. We hang out all the time, and it's getting through a series that you didn't expect, and then trudging on past that with the support system that you've built around you. Like I got depressed a few years ago and I gained a whole bunch of weight, and then I was stressed about money, stressed about just everything. Seems like it was collapsing in on me. And I was like, fuck. I just sealed myself away, completely shut myself off from everyone around me. And I got out of it. It's like, fuck this place. I'm like, I don't give a shit about my job.
Yeah.
100%. That's caused me too much trouble. I decided, fuck it. I'm going to live and just fuck everything else. I'm going to keep people happy around me. I'm going to keep myself happy and just fuck anyone who's going to come in and try to ruin my fucking day. And that's the mentality I maintained through there. It's like, I'm going to make me happy and the people around me happy. And if someone's going to interrupt that, fuck them.
And that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Like, there's different ways to deal with your particular issues. Yeah, there's the medical side of it, but there's also like, if you just want to, a lot of us just think a lot of self-care is just, you know, Disney movies, blanket forts, and hot chocolate for days. And that's fine if that works for you. And that's fine if that works for you, or anything else. It could be, I don't know, Taco Tuesday all week long, or some, I don't know. It's whatever you want.
You mean Taco Week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Taco Tuesday, but it's a week long, so it's a week.
Yes.
It's like, I'm sorry. Week. Just to line up the mood a little bit. There's a meme. There's a meme where the girl's like, "How come they don't make edibles without the drugs in them, like virgin edibles? Why don't they make virgin edibles?" And the guy's like, "Bitch, you mean food?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I eat is an edible.
It's the virgin edible.
I have a lot of drugs in my system.
There you
like,
go.
No, because somebody legitimately asked me at Delta, like, "Hey, what do they call Mexican food in Mexico?" I'm like, "Food.
Dinner."
What's for lunch?
Food.
You offer that person a cookie and like, cool. You know, when's it kick in?
Or maybe it's
calories.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just
virgin edibles. It's just food.
It's just food. It's just food. Maybe
You're
it's
a rookie confectioner is what you are.
Yes. Maybe you want to practice a new skill that you find that you've always been kind of like, that looks sort of kind of fun. Or maybe you just want to watch videos of somebody else doing some sort of skill. Like people like watching people, I don't know, cut sand or soap or something, like just do things.
It's a nice
acrylic pours. That's something people find soothing. It can be a lot of things. Self-care can also be not just escapism, which is fine in its own right, but self-care can also be just finally putting on your adult undergarments and doing the thing you've been avoiding, like cleaning your room. I need to clean my office and most of my house. And
are you saying
with that being said,
are you saying clean your house naked?
Yeah,
I got in trouble last time.
No, I said put on your big person undergarments.
Yeah. So with that being said, make sure you change your undergarments daily, and
shower.
Wash your hot dog and scrub your taco.
Dude, I find showers. I have a thing with like water showers and like baths are like, oh my god, amazing. And I don't treat myself to them. Well, the showers I do, but not the baths. Like when I shower, I just stay in there for like an hour. I think like one time I actually stayed in my shower for 2 hours.
She just fell asleep.
You had hot water going that entire time? Jeez.
Yeah, it's actually not good for you.
It felt good to me. I was like, fuck the world. I'm just gonna be here.
So
and I didn't care.
One word of it, just some advice for people. You don't have to do this, but if you're gonna take a bath, I would actually shower before you do the bath.
Then you're just sitting in your filth.
Because you would wash off the filth. Yeah, otherwise you're just sitting in your filth.
It's like going into a pool. You use the rinse before you get out of the pool. You rinse yourself off outside of the pool.
Also for you couples out there,
I thought you said cuckold.
Yeah, your couples and cucks out there.
Stop.
Hey,
sex in a jacuzzi is not a good idea.
But have fun experimenting if that's what you're into.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Trust me, it's.
I'm not. I'm gonna leave
Anyways,
that alone. I don't want to
moving
know.
on.
But no, like sometimes self-care, but sometimes the self-care actually means like taking care of business.
I have a kid. We all know I'm not a virgin.
Get yourself out of debt if you're in a type of debt. Clean out your house, declutter, get rid of like whatever is just blocking your creative flow. if you have to leave your job, get a new job if you can. If you can afford to like just be jobless for a little while, do that. I'm not saying just quit. No, shut up. Shut up. Responsibility. Be responsible. If you can afford to not have a job for some time, do it.
Yeah, I said fuck this place, but I still work there. But my mentality is I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's you. I'm just saying, like, if I'm just saying, if you're, because people, the job is the problem. So if you can stay with the job and get a new job, a better job, do that. Obviously, keep making your money. If you're in a good enough place that you have like your emergency fund, you know, your savings, you're not going to go into debt for your mental health, because that's just going to cause more problems for your mental health later, then you could do that if you are so inclined to. Take that vacation, take some sick days. Like you need to give yourself time. And it is okay to say no. If somebody's coming up to you being like, hey, we need you to do this or do that, you are allowed to say no, children.
These are
you are allowed to say no,
though.
Well, we're not trying to solve everybody's solutions, just the first world ones. Only people here are on first worlds. I don't know anybody that's in a third world country watching this yet.
That's the joke. It's like, if you can afford these things, that's great.
Well, the sad thing is, even in this country, there are some people that can't afford to just easily change a job and do this and do that. So my thoughts are
you can actually save hundreds of dollars every year by switching to self-checkout and stealing.
Relieve some stress. Shoplift an item or two.
Jesus Christ. Of course I said it. We always make jokes about how I steal shit from
thief.
How I borrow stuff from the store.
If you don't return it, it's not borrowing. It's like borrowing a cigarette. You're not going to return
it. Actually.
There are studies that show having a pet owners have better physical health and mental health than non-pet owners. That being said, I understand some people cannot be pet owners because of... I got Bailey. That being said, I understand some people can't be pet owners for various types of reasons. Maybe it's where you live. Maybe it's
like for example, some apartment complexes do not allow pets.
Right. With that being said, when we say pets, we mean actual animal pets. Don't go out there and pull an Omni-Man.
Just want a person. Can I have a person?
Unless you guys worked out unless you guys actually work out in agreement together.
No kink shames, okay?
No kink shaming.
Unless you're a cuck.
I saw a mix of that Omni-Man meme. It's like a pet. Like, first of all, it's a kink. Don't kink shame, Mark. You didn't go into our in-depth relationship.
Anyways, go ahead, Sonic.
I was gonna say it's like when basically like at Planet Fitness, they always have that thing called Judgment Free Zone. Also,
and pizza.
Yeah, you are right. I go to Planet Fitness and then they have it plastered on the fucking wall in big bold ass purple letters. Judgment Free Zone.
And also,
unless you're spotting Goku, then there's a lot of judgment on you.
If you drop weights, there's like they sound this fucking
lunk alarm.
Yeah, the lunk.
I saw a video of Brian Shaw went to Planet Fitness, and he's a World's Strongest Man competitor. It's like, I want to see how long I can take before they kick me out of here. He's maxing out all the machines, and he's like powerlifting an entire bar's worth of weight, and he's like just gently putting it down. Like, they eventually kicked him out because he was being very loud.
Before SJ says anything, to add to the Planet Fitness thing, there are people there that slam their fucking weights. They don't even put the weights back sometimes.
I hate that. That's so annoying.
So they'll slam the fucking weights. But when I'm there, so if it does go off for anybody, it's like honk. But whenever I'm working out, I bring it down gently, like clink, and then it goes off, but like not like a honk, but like a siren. Woo!
Emergency.
This is a warning.
It goes off like a siren. I'm like this.
Shit, the cops.
The cops.
People who don't rack their weight.
And I'm like, and I hate that because it's done it terrible 4 times. I put the weights down and it's like clink. Woo! But this guy literally dropped the weights on the floor and nothing. I'm like, I call shenanigans.
The person was probably away from. There's a person at the desk that's probably doing it. Like,
no, this person was closer to the fucking thing than I was.
was there a person at the button though? It's a button alarm.
I don't. Oh, it's a button.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
person.
somebody's fucking with me. Then I didn't know
Is
that.
you in there?
Yeah, I know.
That,
I know.
or it's based off of sound, which would be a lot harder for Planet Fitness. To
I'm
get
actually really
$10 a
cool
month
with
thing.
all the. I'm really cool with like 70% of the employees at Planet.
That's Alarm Goku. He walked in. Woo! Fuck.
Actually, I spent 4 hours talking to who I made friends with, the one girl that works there, because she was there for 12 hours, so I kept her company for a while.
Ugh.
I know, I said the same thing.
I work 12 hours, y'all don't care.
But yes, Sonic is right. Planet Fitness is a judgment-free zone. Planet Fitness is a judgment-free zone. When you go there, you don't judge anyone. You don't judge them for how much weight they can lift, how much they can't lift, how they look, how they dress. You do that out in the parking lot.
Yeah, outside of it, it's pretty much just do whatever.
Yeah, that's why whenever I yell at Asian Alex, it's in the parking lot.
Put your
I'm
fucking
like-
phone down.
He's like, motherfucker, put your damn phone down and actually pay attention to what I'm doing.
When I yell at Eric, all right, Eric, it'd be nice if you would come to the gym more often than once every 6 weeks.
And that reminds you, it's like that anime called Gym. Is that guy takes 26 episodes if he should go to the gym or not, and then by the end of the show, he actually
God
goes.
damn
it!
Not again. This this got 26 episodes. Holy shit.
Okay, so, but I mean, like you said it, like everyone has a different way of
Different
like
path
coping
and all
with a different path. It's so it has to do with like if you really look at it through the eyes of like a Buddhist, it's like tackling your mental depression or anxiety is also seeking a path of enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different for everybody. The journey's always going to be different for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or in the task and the obstacles are always going to be different. There are things that people do, and that just reminded me. I'm so glad you started that subject, SJ. So you just reminded me as to why the weaves are toxic.
Not all of them.
Well, okay, not all of them. You're right.
Not all of them.
And I said you're right.
Yeah. No.
No,
I said you're right. Just 99%. No, it's more like no. I'm not even kidding. It's like 60.
I believe more of the 60. Unfortunately, yes, you are going to but again, that goes back to the whole thing. It's a journey. It's work. It's progress. Don't give up. You're going to have to wade through some shit. You're going to have to deal with some shit. And
noodle arms.
That's an inside joke.
That's a
I'll
gym joke.
actually explain that to y'all so y'all can laugh at it too. No, but the reason why I brought it up, SJ, is because when I worked for Uber and I had to pick up the weave girl from I don't know who she is. I've never met her before. I had to pick up the girl from Matsuri. Can't believe Uber made me go pick somebody up at Matsuri, and I declined it the first time, and they gave me the same trip like 3 times to the point where if I didn't accept it, they're like, "Oh, you're not working. We're going to kick you off the app."
Yeah, they do. They would do that at Lyft sometimes.
Do you
Lyft
need directions? I fucking
Yeah.
know where it's at.
That's it.
They even sent me a message. We know you're there. Yeah, no, but Sonic's done it. He knows they will kick you off the app. So I've shared this story on here. I've shared it. Y'all have heard it before. I picked the girl up and we drive through one of the back. This is behind the Georgia Brown. There's a lot of bars. You got Lucky's Bar. You got Neil's Bar. You got all these bars in Clown.
Oh yeah, Lucky's Bar is dead over there, by the way.
Yeah, it's always been dead though.
Yeah, it's like permanently shut down thanks to the pandemic.
Oh, it's shut down.
I think so. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's there anymore. Because I know the only bar I've seen that's like more active in those is Little Woodrow's and Neil's.
That I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. That place didn't have a lot of people even before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was doomed to fail anyway.
After me,
The
Lucky
pandemic
Charms.
pretty much killed it off.
Yeah. So we're driving through and there's a lot of people on the streets. It's like Washington. It's like that the bar hopping street in downtown. You know, the one with the. You're not from here, Jace, so you wouldn't know. But there's a street in
I'm
Houston
just
downtown.
ignoring it.
There's the metro train in the middle, but the two sides there's like a bunch of bars and people are like.
Oh,
walking
Main
across.
Street.
Main Street, yes.
Yeah, that
And
I hate doing Lyft in that area.
Yeah, I hate that
I
shit
hate
too.
it too, especially you
fucking
can't
hate it.
stop and all that. People
God,
take forever to get out.
People have backed up
fucking
into
hate
my people backed up into my Kia Soul twice in that street.
Yeah, dude, I hate that street.
Which is funny because my Uber rider almost got into a fist fight with the guy that hit me.
Oh, he was.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to separate him.
I like that story.
Yeah, because he's like, he doesn't have insurance. The white dude is literally yelling at the guy that hit me. He doesn't have insurance. Oh, what? Because I'm fucking brown. I don't have insurance. And they're like literally about to throw hands. I'm like, oh my god, this isn't worth the $7 I'm gonna earn from this shit. I don't mind. I don't mind fighting, but I don't like fighting other people's fights. Anyways, as we're driving through one of the busy streets and there's a bunch of people partying, I'm like, man, there's a shit ton of people here. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, holy crap. And I'm trying to make conversation with her. So yeah, I don't get it. Like she's like being judgmental about them all being out and drinking and partying and doing all this shit. I'm like, well, I tried to explain it. Well, you don't know what they've been through because I've taken sociology, I've taken psychology.
Yeah, same.
And so you don't know the circumstances as to why people are where they are in the position they are, with circumstances, whatever. So I'm like, you don't know. We don't know what's going on in their lives. They're probably really stressed. It's been a really rough week of work. They're probably just letting out steam, going out and having some fun.
It's kind of like that story how that one person who was like complaining about people at cons drinking and stuff. Similar to that, right?
Why do you have to drink?
Do you complain about sports fans that drink?
Yes.
If they get too rowdy, but
a bad example.
I mean, there is a difference between drinking and getting drunk and having
belligerently drunk is different.
Drunk and then blacking out and then running into every chair and vase and statue that you can run into,
which Goku has done all of.
I actually have never done any of that.
You don't remember.
No, I do that at fair. That's different. No. At the cons, I don't do that. At fair, it's different. The porta potties for talking shit.
Those shit talkers.
Because they are full of shit.
But shit,
they really are. Besides, at fair, you got to understand that was part of my depression phase. Like I was on drugs too. Like we call it vitamins, so let's just put it out there. I was on drugs.
Let's fix this mental issue. Mystery.
I mean, I took shrooms, I took acid, I took Molly, I took X. Like, what the fuck?
Smorgasbord.
I didn't take meth. I didn't smoke crack out of a pipe. I know, right, coward? I was first officer. I'm Mexican. I can't afford the high end shit. That's top shelf. That's ruin your life shit. My life already fucked. Yeah, I did cocaine too.
Hey.
So the girl's like, well, whenever I'm stressed and I want to release steam, I go home and I do work exercises, work out. I'm like, yeah, but you know what it's like to explain to a fucking weeb?
Yes.
Why people go out to the clubs and drink and party. Oh, I don't get it. Why would they do that? That's stupid. Oh yeah, and spending $300 in a dealer's room is so much better.
You could buy a lot of Prozac. Just putting it out there.
Everybody's
everybody's got
a guilty pleasure.
Right. The average person will spend about $100 at a bar or a club. The average con goer will spend about $400.
Nutty.
Average.
Unless they got that one Transformer figure that you really want.
Unless they're Goku. Then they switch.
Even then, I ain't gonna.
They switch to self-checkout at the con.
Even then, you think I spent $300 on any one of those guys? No way, Jose.
Probably something.
I told you, Megatron was $20. The most expensive one,
like a one of a kind, full battlefield ceramic build of Omnibus Tron. I don't know the fucking name of the Transformers. And Optimus.
I hate to tell you this, but your Transformers individually cost more than most of my figures individually.
Well, it also depends on like who's selling them, because like my Insecticons I got for like 30 a piece. Devastator himself, I remember he was like $250 back in New York City Comic Con when I got him, but I bought him and most of the rest of the guys for like, I think it was like him and four or five others for like $350. That's what I put down.
It's not getting who has the most expensive coping mechanism, because I've shown you pictures of a $400 statue I'm going to buy.
Yeah,
I would have bought more, but somebody bought Soundwave already, so I was pissed.
I got him for $12.
Nice.
This is actually, I think this is about $25 to $30 now.
I own a lot of dragons.
Dragon Ball?
I have dragons.
I have some dragons too. I don't think I spent that much.
$80+ dragons and a lot of them.
I don't think my dragons were that expensive though.
All of mine are.
I think the most
Well,
expensive Dragon Ball
I think even my Matrix is only like
Z
150.
item that I have. Wait, I didn't even buy that. No, some
Coping
of the
mechanisms, people. Coping
Well,
mechanisms.
I've also gotten like people have given me gifts just for like because I help out under subsidence. I help out other channels.
It's
I help out
pronounced
other
GIF,
groups.
but okay.
I help out the Goofic people.
We should put that in a shirt, Goofic.
We're supposed to remember for
Yeah.
if the panel gets approved for Comic Palooza. So
But again, my stuff was like a while ago. I haven't spent that much on them because now I'm being more specific in my stuff. Like I'm not just buying like plastic crack or whatever. I'm specifically looking for like these types of guys.
I
Like
think
something
you're-
really special.
So it
something
sounded
really
like you
fine.
said plastic. I know you meant plastic crap, but I think you kind of accidentally said plastic crack.
It is
Yeah, I was
plastic
gonna
crack.
say, I was like,
Crack.
Yeah, that's what a lot of like Transformers fans. That's what we call like the transforming toys. So I used
You
to
call
buy
it
like a
crack?
shit ton- They're plastic crack because once you stop,
Man.
once you start, you don't stop.
So if you
So-
wanna, if you want
Any more than
SJ,
a sound
dude,
wave.
because she keeps messing with her hair. So if you want SJ to go out with you on a date, buy her that transforming Optimus Prime that talks.
simple
What?
as that.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah, that video, I shared it.
Kevin Smith reviewed it. Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
it's the Optimus Prime that transforms on his own and then he talks to you.
Yeah,
Oh.
you also control them on an app too.
She's
really cool.
17 does have a $500 figure. I've seen it.
Of what?
It's what was it?
Life
17 was it like
size
Attack
model,
on? Was it
unfortunately.
like Attack on Titan or?
Probably.
I was gonna say like, is that an offer? Jesus.
Well, no. There's a difference between spending 500. I have a figure that's worth 500.
value and how much you
Right.
spend on it.
It's worth what
No,
people
I-
pay for it.
Well,
True.
like no, I'm not just. Look, I'm just gonna use this as an example.
Sure.
Tour of Goku's room.
No, he's behind the PC monitor. This one right here. This one's worth 140. Now.
Cool.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that Super Saiyan 4 figure arts?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna get that. But
Yeah. I wanna
this
get
one
that.
right here, he's worth 140, but I got him for free
Yeah. as a gift.
because my friend Kickass, his trailer and truck caught on fire, so I went to go get him at. He was in Madisonville where Bucky's is, so I went to go pick him up.
Yeah,
so I
I
was like-
remember that.
I offered to pay for it, but he's like, "No, you can have it for picking me up."
That's what
There's
it's
a
Somebody's at the
$100
door.
dragon statue.
I'll be back.
Why is it white?
But that's not painted. With $100, still have to paint the damn thing.
Racist. All right, no, but like, yeah, buying shit is how some people deal with depression. So I want to thank everybody that joined us today to talk
Ooh,
about their mental
Sour
health
Patch.
issues.
That is Sour Patch. That is Sour Patch, beginning to end. She is all about retail therapy. Every fucking time. She is always buying something, either Pokemon related or planner related or what's the other thing she's fucking into? She's in a lot of stuff. She's always buying herself
I
something. I'm
feel like sometimes we are your free therapist when it comes to your sister.
Yes.
You know what my sister did today?
no, I'm not. Sour Patch is good. Leave her alone.
Sometimes. Yes, I was right. It was from Attack on Titan, but
Okay,
it's the
cool.
female Titan. I've seen it. It's
Armor.
fucking huge. It's like 3 feet tall.
Nice.
It's the size of a child.
Actually, it's not even like, aren't Titans like 150 feet? They're like Godzilla size.
Right, but a child is
Godzilla's
like
almost
3 feet.
Godzilla's 400 feet, sir. We talked
No.
about this
The
last time.
original Godzilla is like 150.
The Japanese version said like 165 feet, but the like redubbed version with Raymond Burton, it said changed it to 400 feet. That was interesting.
We going with
was
OG
like, why-
because you gotta remember we're going with
I was like,
OG
why don't they make
Godzilla.
him
Remember,
bigger?
they're not even the same Godzilla. The OG one's dead.
Yeah.
Skeleton Godzilla.
Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for joining us. We are taking a 1 week hiatus, so we will not be on. Well, we're not going to do a power hour next week on Wednesday, so we won't be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will
Well,
be
next
back
week we
on the
don't do a
following
power-
Monday.
Wait, next week we don't
We
do
did
a
the power hour
next
this week. I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I just said that.
yeah. So next week we don't do it anyway.
We're also not
Right.
doing Friday next week.
No, but we're not doing anything at all. Like even if we have a guest that wants to come on Wednesday, because that sometimes happens.
Oh.
We are not doing anything next week on Wednesday. And we're going to take the week off let everybody recharge, come up with some ideas, and then we're gonna do a special. We're gonna do a special podcast during Delta. We're gonna do a special podcast during Comic Palooza. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna pull that off.
It's nothing but face cams.
I think we got invited to submit panels at Comic Conroe, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that tomorrow, not tonight.
All right.
Join
us on Spotify.
Yeah, so we are gonna start. I'll post the link for the Spotify, but I got another package.
God, it only took 5 months to get here.
I just got a package. I forgot
I wonder
what
how
I
it
ordered.
smells.
How did I pay for that? I wonder how I paid for this. Dun, 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 dun.
You took it off someone's front porch. It was free.
Actually, I stopped doing that.
Because the FBI agent was watching you.
No, because people started buying those fake doorbells with cameras on them.
That's where you dress up in a giant green morph suit.
And there's only so many people in this neighborhood that do that shit.
You could be one.
I'd be the only one. All right. Thanks for joining us. And anybody have anything to say before we call it a day?
Go subscribe to Sonic Keyblade thing on YouTube and TikTok.
Should we post some resources?
Yeah, we'll post SJ's phone number so you can contact her.
You can,
are you free? Are you free Friday?
Goku, I know I have your number saved. Fuck.
Nobody calls me. Nobody texts me. I hear even the bill collectors are starting to leave me alone.
You got no money.
Oh, there is one.
The only person that checks on me is Netflix. Hey, you still there, fam? Yeah. All right, let's keep watching this show.
There is one thing though, to the people out there who are, depressed, struggling, and all that mentally, it's okay to talk to people. There's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in asking, hey, mind if I talk at my event or something like that? Yeah. Sometimes it's just a lot of things in your mind, and we're here for that. Like Goku said, we're the voice of the voiceless. Sometimes it's okay to just, talk to us. We'll be there to help you out. That's the best way to. That's pretty much what I was saying.
I gotta take a shot at DD real quick. Captain Potassium.
End the show.
No, but with that being said, what Sonic said, just to add to that, we'd rather hear your story than your eulogy.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot on Facebook. Thought I would share it. All right. So like I said, no episode next week on Friday. Obviously, we don't have the Power Hour. We're not doing any guest interviews, anything at all. We're gonna do something on Monday, but it's only gonna be that week next week. It's only gonna be that week. We were gonna do 2 weeks. We're only gonna do 1 week. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to take another week break whenever all the conventions just decide to bombard us all at once.
Oh, and also stay tuned because eventually we will be doing another giveaway. Just so you know on that.
Oh, by the way, the Noodle Arms reference, I promised I would mention that. That's a reference to Canada. Gotcha. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Where's the thing? Play.